where does it all come from? This like, this mind of yours. And I thought like this, you call it, what is it? It's like, it's not a disease, but it's a
condition, if you will.
A condition?
Synesthesia.
And that's real?
It's very real, yeah. And I think I discovered that there was a name for my experience a little too late in life. And I quickly realized what a fantastic backdrop for storytelling. Yeah.
What is it that you hear? How do you describe what that is? Synesthesia.
At its core, it's a neurological condition whereby an individual's senses are somewhat intertwined. So they experience one sense through another involuntary sense. There's over 100 different types of synesthesia and counting. Simply put, a lot of synesthetes can perceive sound as color, for instance. That's probably the more popular version.
Wow.
Which is known as chromesthesia or sound to color synesthesia. And then there's other synesthetes who can taste numbers, who can smell days of the week, who can personify or ordinal figures. There's so many different types, and it's kind of just a sensory cross wiring. The kind I have is a musical synesthesia, known as rhythmic association, where my brain involuntarily tries to turn everyday regular sounds into some kind of musical construct or rhythmic construct.
So if I was doing something like, all of a sudden a beat goes in your head. If I start tapping.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not quite like musica, where it's not as grandiose,
right,
where things will turn into this elaborately choreographed musical piece. But yeah, like even what you just did, I'm trying to dissect the cadence and turn it into music that's correct, more correct.
Does that, I mean, obviously there are advantages because you have this wonderful mind, but are there disadvantages where you feel like you can't focus a lot? It's hard to listen to someone.
Absolutely.
Relationships, they're like, you're not with me right here. Where are you?
Exactly. Very much a blessing and a curse. Now, I'm 32 and I've lived with this for so long. I've figured out how to manage and control it and balance it and channel it through creativity. But there was a time when I didn't have those creative outlets. I wasn't making videos. I wasn't filming stuff. I wasn't composing. It was all in my head. And that's when it was at its worst. And that's around where the film takes place.
And so you grew up in New Jersey, but were you born in Brazil?
No, I was born in New Jersey. My mother was born
Brazilian,
in Brazil.
and your father's Italian.
That's right. And I spent a lot of my childhood in Brazil, but I was born in Jersey.
Do you think, spending a lot of time in Brazil shaped you to be the way you are? How so?
Well, it's vastly different culturally. The ideology is completely different. The smells, the tastes, the sounds, it was a completely different universe. Specifically, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Rio, is where I spent a lot of time in a town called Copacabana. It's where my mom's from, it's where all my family's from. My aunt lives there. And it's literally and figuratively two completely different languages. So growing up with that is a little bit confusing, ultimately very rewarding. They're very conflicting ideologies and stances, and I try to explore that in the film. The experience of being a child of an immigrant, which a lot of people can relate to, but I think everyone can relate to a bit of an identity search in their youth.
I'm still 51. I'll be 52, and I'm still.
You look great.
Well, I'm trying.
What's the secret? Horror films.
Secret's horror movies. I think connection, friendships, that inner child, letting it come out, having fun, trying to create an element of fun, to me is, I don't want to lose that. And I think if I do, I'll lose myself.